This is the Iowa Weather Report for Monday, July 22nd, 2013. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run. This is at 1 p.m. this afternoon. We have a west to west northwesterly flow aloft as the westerlies begin to push south out of Canada. A peace energy moving across just north of the U.S.-Canadian border is going to drag a cold front through here today. This will bring some showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the afternoon and into the evening hours, and some of the storms could be quite strong, as we'll take a look in a few minutes or so, a few seconds. In fact, here's the slight risk of severe weather for today and tonight for portions of the UP of Michigan through Wisconsin, southeastern Minnesota, a good portion of Iowa into Missouri, southeastern Kansas, or southeastern Nebraska, and a good portion of Kansas. When we take a look at the damaging wind outlook, it's pretty much the standard 15% area for a slight risk. From Marquette through just north of Madison, the Dells, through Minneapolis, St. Paul, Des Moines, Omaha, Kansas City, to just north of Wichita. And we take a look at the large hail outlook, it's the same area. Wisconsin, UP, and Michigan, Minnesota, Iowa, and northwestern and west central Missouri, most of, or a good deal of Kansas and southeastern Nebraska. The tornado threat is likely going to be concentrated well to our north and east. Heading for the high-res NAM, this is looking at 4 p.m. this afternoon. You can see the line of thunderstorms beginning to develop, if this is right, across southeastern Minnesota into northwestern Iowa. These will be sweeping southeastward. That by 7 p.m. you can see we have, if this is to be correct, a good line of thunderstorms extending from central Wisconsin through central and northeastern Iowa and also across Kansas as well. And then as we move to 1 a.m. Tuesday morning, the storms will be beginning to move out of the state, and the skies will begin to clear, and it will cool off. Tuesday will be a lot cooler with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. So then when we move ahead to Wednesday, that system is well off to our east. The GFS wants to bring some showers just to our south and just to our north. Looks to remain mainly sunny across the state with highs a few degrees either side of 80 at this point. Thursday, it does warm up a slight bit as winds start to turn around to the southwest, but it looks like some moisture is also going to come back as well, with maybe an isolated shower or storm around with highs in the lower 80s or so. We head to Friday, and there's still a chance of a shower or storm around, fairly widely scattered at this point, maybe a 20 to 30% crack, with highs in the lower 80s, maybe a few upper 70s depending on cloud cover. The weekend, heading into Saturday, still looks like a chance of a shower or storm around, and highs still remaining a couple degrees either side of 80, the upper 70s to low 80s or so across the state. And it looks to be the same on Sunday as high pressure begins to nose in from Canada. You can see some type of frontal boundary extending through the state, so some showers and thunderstorms could be possible again next weekend on a widely scattered basis with highs around 80. Heading into next Monday, a week from today, you can see that energy is still around here. Main westerly still close by. Flat ridge across the south. No real ridge and no real trough. It looks pretty zonal, but with that system around and high pressure close by, that'll keep a lot of the shower activity mainly along and south of Interstate 80, although we can't rule out any shower activity across the state if with highs near seasonal levels. Going into the extended period, unfortunately, the hot weather doesn't want to go away because it's coming back. A 594 ridge, somewhat centered near eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, southern Missouri. Main westerlies just to our north, and that'll be close enough that there may be a shower or storm around. Otherwise, temperatures will be shooting back up into the mid to upper 80s, maybe approaching 90 in some areas, with southwesterly winds that may make it quite breezy if this is to be right. At the end of the forecast, on August the 6th, we have a 594 ridge beginning to build over the southern plains into the west, from about Fort Smith, Arkansas, Oklahoma City, westward to about Reno, Nevada. And we'll be on the north side, so that means we may see some mesoscale convective systems, and that could bring us some maybe overnight into early morning shower activity and maybe a widely scattered storm in the afternoon, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Satellite image from last evening had that cold front coming into the Dakotas and northwestern Minnesota last night. Few clouds with a disturbance well off to our east and the monsoonal flow continuing over the desert southwest. When we take a look at the watch warning map from last evening, we had a few scattered severe thunderstorm warnings around, some flash flood watches across eastern Kentucky into West Virginia, also across the desert southwest of around Las Vegas, where a heat advisory is in effect in northern Nevada, and elsewhere it's fairly quiet. QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Friday evening at 7 o'clock, showing rainfall around the state, maybe a quarter to a half an inch, but heavier in areas with thunderstorms, heaviest across Kansas down into the southeastern states.